So in April of 2019, my family and I decided to take a tour of the Beatles sites in Liverpool. So we did. Here we are getting on our bus at the Albert Docks in Liverpool. There's my daughter with the tour guide. And our first stop was a place called the Empress Pub, where Ringo Starr's Sentimental Journey album cover was shot.
He progressed to Quarrybank High School.
So here is what housing looked like pretty much everywhere we drove in Liverpool along the Beatles tour.
And Penny Lane isn't just this lane, it's the Penny Lane roundabout, which we'll go round in a few moments' time.
So here we are on our way to Penny Lane. This is a barber shop I got a kick out of because if you look at the door on the right-hand side, it says it's open 8 days a week, a fun little Beatles reference. Now we're approaching the roundabout area, and if you look closely, you'll see a barber shop there. We're actually in the roundabout at this point. On the right-hand side, there it is, you'll see the Sgt. Pepper Bistro. So this is that Prettiness is behind the shelter. Prettiness is selling poppies from a tray. This is that area where that took place in the lyrics of the song. And this is another area of Penny Lane. And there's the barber shop, talks to the barber. At this point, they let us get off the bus, and we actually looked around Penny Lane. There's my daughter, another one of my daughters, and me. And my other daughter on the right.
What?
Here's the back of the Magical Mystery Tour bus. I like that. There's the Cavern Club website. Then they also showed us, this is the Penny Lane sign where James Corden and Paul McCartney during their karaoke tour got out, and Paul in the bottom right-hand corner signed his name with a Sharpie. Kind of cool. These next three pictures were taken from the bus. They're of a cemetery that's right by the church where John and Paul first met, and supposedly there was some inspiration from this cemetery for a headstone with the last name of Rigby for Eleanor Rigby. And then we stopped at a place that has the England's smallest house, and it's right there. I should have moved that garbage can out of the way to take this picture, but didn't think of that at the time.
This was where George Harrison was born.
According to the tour guide, George Harrison was the only one of the four Beatles who was actually born in his home. The others were in the hospital. Our next stop was at the entrance to Strawberry Field, or Strawberry Fields, based on the John Lennon song. John Lennon used to play here. It's in the process of restoration. It should be later on this year that it's going to be open to the public. You'll notice the name Billy Shears on the wall. And there's me. The next place we drove by, we didn't stop and get out, is the childhood home of John Lennon. He was raised by his Aunt Mimi. Couldn't get a very good picture of it, but it's of this duplex. It's the house on the left side. And if you look at that sign up close, it says you can actually take tours of it if you book them through the National Trust. Then we stopped at a place called Forthland Road, and we walked down about half a block to the house where Paul McCartney was raised. Take a look at the sign. So as you can see, this is another place owned by the National Trust that you can personally book for a private tour, and we did not do that. There's my daughter out front. The tour then took us downtown where we passed the Liverpool Art College where John Lennon enrolled, and I think also miserably failed. And then they let us off. We were really hungry by this time, so we went to get some official fish and chips at Yanni's. For many of us in the family, this was our first time eating fish and chips, and for me it was my very first time, and we loved it. So after fish and chips, we were close enough to a place called Matthew Street where the Cavern Club is located, and there's a lot of pubs and museum places that are Beatle related. So we went there, just looked around. It was about 6 p.m. at night. There's the Magical Beatles Museum, another place, a shop. And now behold some of the nuttiness that occurs in Matthew Street. There was music playing everywhere. There were people all over the place. We were pretty much the only people there with children under the age of 18, I would have to say. There I am in front of the Cavern Club. And then something occurred that we had not anticipated. One of the highlights for us was shopping at the Gallery, a Beatles store right at the entrance of Matthew Street. So much fun stuff there. Every bit of merchandise in the store was Beatle related. There's the exterior of the store, and then we went inside. Take a look at all the cool merchandise and things you can get there. The store manager even took our picture for us. As we wrapped up our shopping and walked outside, we noticed on the left-hand side a hotel. Yes, the Hard Day's Night Hotel of Liverpool, the only Beatles-related hotel in the entire world. While we didn't go inside, we did take pictures of many of its features on the exterior. And that was our Beatles tour, April 13th, 2019, in the lovely city of Liverpool. Have a great day!